I want to talk a little bit about podcasting for business. Like, what advice would he have, since he does work with a lot of business podcasts, for you, if that's what you're doing, if you want your podcast to be making you money? Let's find out what the words of wisdom of Seth Silvers are.
Yeah. So what I can do is I can kind of walk you through like the 4-step process that we walk every prospective client through. And the first thing I'll say, and I tell this to everybody, is I think the best way to make money from a podcast is to have a good business on the back end. So I think it is very hard to make money from podcasting through sponsorships at scale. And, we have a lot of people that call us and they're talking about the podcast they just listened to, and they just heard an ad from BetterHelp or, Athletic Greens or whoever it might be. And they're like, cool, I want to start a podcast. So these companies are hiring us and all that stuff. And I mean, Adam, that it's such a volume game that it's very challenging for most to get to that volume. But if you have 100 or you have 1,000 or you have 10,000 people that are listening that are in your dream audience for your business and you're helping them solve problems, then that is hugely valuable. So that's the first thing that we kind of always look at before we even walk through anything, is recognizing from our perspective, the best way to make money podcasting is to have a really good business on the back end that serves your audience. So to do that, we just walk through 4 really simple steps. The first is your audience. You got to know who your audience is. We tell our clients, if only one person listened to every episode that you produce in the next year and they did everything you recommended on it, who would that person be where their life would be totally changed and it would make everything worth it? So what would have to happen for only one person to listen, but it'd be totally worth it? Know who that person is. The secret is there's probably like hundreds of thousands of people like that one person. So first is audience. Second is knowing what problems or questions they have. And so you got to know what questions they have, what challenges are they facing. Third, you got to figure out what solutions you're going to give them. Are you going to be the one helping them with those questions? Are you going to bring guests in to help them with their questions? And then the fourth is having an offer. That could be a $7 ebook. That could be a free plus shipping. That could be a newsletter. But as a business podcast, you need to have a really clear avenue for a listener to start engaging with you off of the podcast. And a lot of people don't. A lot of business podcasts, they just assume if I just create content and I talk about what I do, then people will get in touch with me. And we just need to make it a little bit more clear. So those are kind of the 4 pieces that we walk any client through, or anybody that is a business owner looking to start a podcast, where you got to look at your audience. What questions or problems do they have? Third, how are you going to provide those solutions? And then 4, having a clear offer or way to get them from the podcast into your business ecosystem.